All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we're working with. All right, what's up, everybody? It's your good old boy JR coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. It is week 8 of the NFL season. As always, Brandon and me always do our prediction show. We are getting ready to make our week 8 picks. We are so excited to have everybody on board today. It's going to be a fun one. Brandon will be joining me on Instagram Live. So if you want to check that out at All Sports Talk Podcast, he will be doing there. And he will be joining me there. As always, you could tune in every Wednesday, 6:30 Pacific Standard Time to hear our predictions for this week. So here we go. I'm going to start us off while Brandon is getting ready to do his thing. We're going to start off with the Thursday Night Football matchup. We have the Baltimore Ravens taking on. Actually, hold on one second. Sorry. Okay, hold on. Bingo. Okay. We have the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thursday Night Football. That is tomorrow. The Baltimore Ravens, all their games this week, or all these games, that every game that they played, their defense have always held double digits, and somehow they always lose them. That's why they are in the position that they are. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who just a heartbreaker last week against the Carolina Panthers. That was very.
Was it really a heartbreak?
I think it was a heartbreaker. It was a heartbreaker.
That was no heartbreak. That was an ass whooping. Carolina put on them.
I think it was a heartbreaker for Tampa Bay fans because it was like, okay, we're low, but we can't go this low. And sure enough, they went low. This is low. And again, like I said, Baltimore, they kind of had it. They had a little rough. They had a little rough outing just due to the fact that, hey, it is what it is. The defense had double-digit leads again. Baltimore had double digits heading into the fourth. They blow it again. So something's got to give on Thursday night. And
This defense sucks.
so this Thursday night, something has to give. Either that Baltimore has to really complete a complete game in order for me to trust them, or Tampa Bay is just going to get on. So at this point, this is one of those I will tune in just to see what cracks first. So Brandon, you go first, my man. Who do you got?
Oh, good God. I got Baltimore.
Okay.
I think what people, I've literally said this for years. Well, for this year, Tampa Bay's team is not what Tampa Bay's team has always been. We have to stop saying Tampa Bay is like some great team. They're not. They're okay. They're decent. But I told you during preseason, I said Tampa Bay's going to be second in the division, but they're not going to get in the playoffs. And this is one of the reasons. They don't have anything past Tom Brady. That's it. That's their biggest key, Tom Brady. And as far as I'm concerned, that's not going to win you any games like it used to. You need something else. Your defense isn't your defense. That is not. They have no Ndamukong Suh, no Jason Pierre-Paul. Which, by the way, he goes back to Tampa Bay and plays them this week, and I think he's gonna have a field day with their ass.
Oh yeah.
So I got Lamar Jackson. Listen, Tampa, like we've been saying, it's Baltimore just can't close out games. Tampa Bay looks like they're just completely inept on offense. In defense, it's not.
Yep.
It's just one thing.
Yeah, no.
Offense, in defense, they can't run the ball, which is really bad. Tom Brady, that's 45 years old, with an O-line that's already, we've said coming into the season, that was really in shambles to begin with. So it's just like, yeah, I got Baltimore.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with Baltimore as well because I just don't really trust that Tampa Bay team right now. It's just there's so many problems with it. They just have so many problems. Offensively, that line is shaky. Defensively, they've shown you that it's just bad. Even without Christian McCaffrey, they still got run over by Chuba Hubbard against Carolina. And listen, I think Baltimore's defense can at least play a complete game, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. It's one of those. This is one of those games where it's just like, well, something does have to give. Either Baltimore's defense holds up and holds their end of the bargain, so that way Lamar Jackson doesn't have to do everything. Because the majority of the reason is, yes, they're losing, and it's because of his play. Well, no kidding of his play, because when your defense can't hold 17, 24, 17, 10 points heading into the fourth quarter. What do you expect Lamar to do? He has to do everything because that defense is not holding up to the end of their bargain. And when it comes to Tampa Bay, that offensive line shaky. The defensive line is no threat. The linebackers are out of sync when it comes to Tampa Bay's defense. And again, the secondary, they just got abused against, Carolina over a PJ Walker, ladies and gentlemen. PJ Walker.
PJ Walker, XFL MVP, ladies and gentlemen. Houston Gamblers, former quarterback. You know that guy.
Yeah.
Let's be real. Nobody watched the XFL at all and knew any of that shit. Outside of us, maybe. But nobody else watched that shit like talking about. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, so I'm going to go Baltimore because I think they can hold up. And if Baltimore can't hold up against this offense, then I think everybody needs to calm down and saying Baltimore could compete with anybody. Not this year. So moving on, we got the Denver Broncos taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is going to be a London game. As you could tell, the Jaguars are in town, so it's a London game. So the Denver Broncos, they...
I really want to ask the NFL, how the hell did they finesse London to always get the Jaguars a football game?
I think Shad Khan probably has to do something with it, but I mean, that's not here nor there. But look, when it comes to Denver, their offense, it's no good. It's no good. It's just, there's no other way to put it other than it's no good. It's no bueno, man. It's no good. And that's the best way I could put it. The Denver's offense is no bueno. Jacksonville, they have their struggles as well. And now their main running back, James Robinson, is no longer part of the team. He got traded to the Jets because the Jets said, hey, I need a running back because of reasons. So James Robinson is going to the New York Football Jets. So I guess in this case, I mean, this is two teams that are struggling offensively, trying to find their rhythm. One is banking on Russell Wilson to be the guy to take them to the promised land, and one is banking on a number one pick to turn this franchise around. But here we go. Brandon, who do you got, Denver or Jacksonville?
Oh, good God. Oh, my God. Shit. They got to wake up officially. I'm going Denver.
Okay.
It's a London game. Yes, Russ is supposed to play.
I doubt it.
Yeah, listen, that defense is got to wake up. That defense has got to dominate. It cannot play around with the Jaguars. Like, they have all the situations. The Jaguars, like, I get it. And we're going to see if Travis Etienne could actually be that number one. I highly doubt it. We shall see. I highly doubt it. And Trevor Lawrence now has no security blanket because James Robinson is going. So you got to figure out how to get that team going. But, yeah, I think Patrick Surtain is going to pretty much blanket Christian Kirk. So good luck. I do not know who else he can throw the ball to. But, yeah, this is a London game, so anything is possible. And I think Denver gets the win. It's going to be a really, like, it's going to be like a 9-6 game. It's literally, I don't really see. Maybe
I don't know what to expect this game either. No, I don't think nobody does. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be
Yeah, I don't think nobody expects what's to happen. So I'm actually gonna go Jacksonville in this one.
I knew it.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go Jacksonville in this one, only due to the fact that because if Russell Wilson plays, maybe they have a shot. And I'm still not even giving them a shot to win, even with Russell. If Brett Rippin or whatever his name plays, it's over. It's a done deal. And here's the thing about Denver. Should they lose this game, I don't want to say that the season's over for Denver, but the firehouse sale will begin. Starting with Bradley Chubb, starting with Jerry Jeudy, Melvin Gordon. It's one of those things where should they lose this game, I'm not saying that their season's over, but don't be surprised if players are moved before the trade deadline.
They don't like how Juan is trying to be all nice. I'm not saying it's over. I can see them trading literally every single person they have on the team. It's not over, but they should trade everybody they got on the team.
Because it's one of those things where, They don't want to pay Judy. I mean, Judy's not living up to his first rounder, and that's not his. I mean, it's his fault, but it's just what it is. Bradley Chubb is not what his rookie year, phenomenal. After that, it's just been one of these. You know, and Melvin Gordon, I'm sorry, dude. You're not the starting running back for Denver. Javonte Williams went down, and they still said, nah, we still don't trust you. It's time for you to go, bro.
I can't tell Sunday they kept trying to run him when they knew damn well he can't do anything. I mean, it just didn't make any sense. Listen, I think, and now Mike Boone is pretty much out for a good bit. So
and here's the thing. It's like, okay, Latavius Murray, but it's like, dude, like Latavius just got here. And it's like, what? Like, are you serious right now? Like, if I'm Melvin Gordon, it's like, why the fuck am I here, dude?
Listen, I got Denver because I just believe in the defense.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think Denver has the better defense than Jacksonville, but the problem is, I don't trust Denver's offense to move the damn ball.
That's another thing. Like I said, I don't expect Denver's offense to freaking do anything. I don't expect that at all. I don't expect them to do a shit. And by the way, I said this, and now rumors are coming out and reports are coming out that if Nathaniel Hackett loses to Jacksonville, which he should not lose to freaking Jacksonville, but if he loses to Jacksonville, he might be done. They might leave his ass in London. So it literally, I told you this is coming. I literally said it. I said there's no way in hell you lose these many games with the roster you're supposed to have and look this bad and this inept on offense when you're supposed to be an offensive genius.
My only thing is this. If that does happen, then that means another thing's going to happen. John Elway's going to get fired too. And I don't want that because he's helped the Raiders so much because like his picks are awesome always.
Yeah, his picks are awesome. Paxton Lynch and Trevor Siemian. That's awesome.
I mean, and that's why I want him to continue to be the general manager of the Denver Broncos. If he's going to make decisions like this, then yeah, I always want to give myself at least 2 chances, at least guarantee myself 2 victories a year. All right? That's why I want John Elway to stay as a general manager.
He's like, don't fire him now. What are you doing?
Like, keep him. I honestly give him a lifetime contract until he dies, until I die, It's like, all right, cool. At least I might suck. My Raiders might suck, but we'll always beat the fuck out of Denver. So I'm okay with that. Like, I'm totally okay with that. Like, it's fine with me. But I'm just saying, I just do not trust the Denver Broncos offense. So that's why I'm going Jacksonville here. It's just, I'm good.
I got 2 victories in the bank. Easy. Every year, I know I got 2 victories in the bank.
As long as that man upstairs stays there, I always got 2 victories in the bank. Don't matter. Don't matter how crappy my year's going. I always guarantee 2 wins. So there it is.
We got 2 wins.
Like, we can go 2-15, but I know those 2 wins are going to be against the Denver Broncos. So I'm good. I'm good. So you got Denver, I got Jacksonville. I don't know. It's just going to be one of those games where anything can happen. And it's either going to be a low-scoring game or it's going to be the ultimate shootout. I don't know. London games are weird to predict, so we'll see. Next up, we got Carolina taking on Atlanta. So Carolina with an impressive victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Atlanta kind of came crashing down to earth, playing the Cincinnati Bengals, which I kind of figured that would happen because Cincinnati is just so much more talented than the Atlanta Falcons. So, Brandon, knowing what you know, who do you got? Do you got Carolina or do you have Atlanta?
Speaking of crashing back down to earth, PJ Walker's going to crash all the way back down to earth. I got Atlanta. I trust Atlanta a little bit more than Carolina. Carolina is literally in a fire sale. Speaking of fire sales, they're literally in a fire sale. I mean, this might literally be the last game DJ Moore plays in. This might be the last game Brian Barnes plays in.
Don't forget Shaq Lawson. Shaq Lawson's in that conversation too.
Shaq Thompson. And you got a lot of people that's literally looking around like, if we can get these guys. Philly just got Robert Quinn, I'm pretty sure they were trying to get Brian Burns from Carolina, and they couldn't get him. So they just got it from Chicago. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be some teams.
And that's kind of fucked up that Philadelphia, of all teams, got Robert Quinn. And I'm like, you serious right now?
I literally saw that, and I was like, so you're just adding people to defenses that just we know?
The Raiders suck. Oh, heavens. Evans.
Yeah, I got Marcus Mariota. I trust Marcus Mariota way more than PJ Walker. Let's be real.
Okay.
I trust Marcus Mariota way than.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you on this one.
I think we might get a Kyle Pitts touchdown. Holy shit. We might get 2 Kyle Pitts touchdowns in America this season. Holy shit. Oh, wow. Here we go.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to go with Atlanta as well. Look, Carolina, impressive, okay? But you beat a team that everybody's kind of like new, like, hey, this is kind of not the Tampa Bay of 2 years ago. This is Tampa Bay now. Older, not as depth, not as deep as other years. This ain't it. This ain't it. So I'm going to go Atlanta on this one only because, you know what? I think they can handle Carolina as well. And I think Marcus Mariota, yes, can probably outplay PJ Walker. But I think what's going to be the difference to me in this one? Literally special teams. And I trust Atlanta special teams way more than I do Carolina's. So that's my take. So I'm going to go.
I'll also put in a disclaimer. If one of the cornerbacks for Atlanta do not play, holy shit.
Yeah, it's that's a tough one. But yeah, it looks like we both got Atlanta. Moving on, we got Chicago taking on Dallas. Chicago, impressive win over the New England Patriots on Monday Night Football. Very impressive. I think it was more due to the fact that Bill doesn't know who to play. And now we have a problem in New England where there is a quarterback controversy. Well, who do you want? Do you want Mac or do you want Bailey Zappi? So, it is what it is. So kudos to Chicago. But now they're taking on a Dallas team who, they're trying to come back too. It's kind of one of those deals. They beat Detroit. Not the most sexiest win in the world, but they did dominate Detroit. That's what you want to see. And they're trying to keep it close to be in the NFC East as well. They're trying to keep it close. So, Brandon, who do you got in this one? Do you got Chicago or do you got Dallas?
Okay, did they dominate Detroit? I mean, Detroit kind of screwed themselves off the thing.
I think it was a combination of both. I want to say both.
I didn't really think Dallas really beat Detroit. I think Detroit kind of screwed themselves. Like, the fact that the man had a touchdown and the head coach just did not challenge it. And literally next play.
I thought Dan Campbell was going to challenge that. At least challenge it.
And he literally fumbled the ball the next damn play. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
But listen, I think Dallas wins this game. Not because they're better, just because Justin Fields has nobody to throw the fucking ball to. It's just
no.
He has no soul to throw the ball to. If he could throw it to himself, I'm pretty sure he probably freaking would, but he can't. I think David Montgomery though is going to be a key. The running game of Chicago is going to definitely be a key in this game. Because if they can kind of get some yardage, then it's a hold in the ball game, control the clock, and you also making Dallas have to wait. Making Dak Prescott actually have to throw the football when he gets on a football field. Which he didn't look that damn good Sunday. Like, let's be real. He didn't really look all that.
No, he did not. He really didn't.
So it's like, yeah, they're going to win, but if Dallas can do Dallas things defensively, then yeah, great. But if not, well, Michael Parsons is going to at least have like 2 sacks. But Justin Fields get out of a lot of stuff. So Dallas is going to win, but it's just like, yeah, I'm not really that, like, jumping on the bandwagon like blowout or anything like that.
I'm not expecting blowout either. But what I am expecting, probably by the middle of the third, Dallas is probably going to take over, control the game, and then that's probably going to be the end of it.
Kind of like Detroit.
Yeah, the problem is with Chicago right now, Justin Fields, one, has nobody to throw to. I mean, not a soul. I mean, Daryl Mooney's trying his best, but it's like, dude, you ain't it. You ain't it, homie. Like, you're just not it. Look, the defense of Chicago is trying everything they can, and they have their own issues too. They have their own issues too defensively because Robert Quinn's gone. Roquan's not coming back. So do you try to get for something now before he walks out the door?
Yeah, you're trading. They're trading.
So, I mean, and then also you got Jalen Johnson, who's like one of the underrated corners in the NFL, but he's hurt right now. And so for me, when I'm looking at Chicago right now, it's one of those things where it's not that you want your quarterback to fail. It's just you're not helping him to succeed at all. Like you're not doing a damn thing, So I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Khalil Herbert can have maybe another good run, but I just don't think it's going to be enough for Dallas this week. So I'm going to go Dallas as well. So yeah, so we'll go from there. All right, we could probably move on from this one too. Miami taking on Detroit. Look, Miami, great. Okay, good win. Is high level. Yeah, I mean, no. I get it. I get it. But it's just eventually what it comes down to too is depth. And Chicago has shown that they have no depth. At least Dallas can at least play something. At least they have something as a backup just in case. Chicago is playing with backups as their starters. That's where Chicago's at right now. So next up, we got Miami taking on Detroit. Miami impressed. Good win. Sunday Night Football, 16-10. It was just one of those games where it was a wet weather game. So, I mean, it kind of altered how the game was going to be played. But Miami did come out in top. And Detroit, being Detroit, it's kind of like the whole love for Detroit in the offseason is over. They failed us again. And now it'll be probably a long time until Detroit actually shows worth anything to say. So, Brandon, who do you got and why?
I got Detroit.
Oh, wow. Here we go. Here we go.
This feels like a walk-in Miami win, right? It's like the easiest Miami win of all time, right? This is like the easiest one. But there's always a game on a schedule that we're just like, we're over-analyzing. They got Tua, they got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. We're like, Miami's going to win this easy. This is the easiest thing to do. But I remember Miami defense was just as bad
as Detroit's, of course.
It's kind of like, and Detroit can score. It's not like Detroit can't freaking score.
Well, they didn't score last week. They only got 6 points.
I mean, and again, it goes to them trying to do too damn much. And I feel like if they would have challenged that touchdown, they probably would have won. They probably would have came back and kind of got at least the offense feeling a little bit better about themselves. I feel like this. Detroit's got to figure out what their offense is without DeAndre Swift. That's kind of what the problem is. It's like they don't know what to do without DeAndre Swift. And I think
that's the problem. No DeAndre Swift, no offense.
Yeah, but I think something that we haven't also discussed is Detroit hasn't been home in like 3 weeks.
This is their first, exactly.
This is like their first home game since what, week 2, week 3?
I mean, probably week 4 or 5, something like that.
Yeah, like we're in week 8, so it's literally been like they had a bye, they had Minnesota, then a bye, and then Dallas. So it's literally been on the road. And like we just said, Miami won, but did they really win? Like
they didn't win. It's just Kenny Pickett was terrible.
Like it's like they beat a rookie. They scored 16 points. I expect Miami to be decent in this game. I expect Miami to even do what they do. But I expect them to also hit a freaking wall, just like Detroit does. But I expect Anthony Hitchens to finally wake the fuck up, and he's going to go get to it. And also Miami lost their starting safety for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure you have no goddamn body back there that's going to stop T.J. Hockenson or Ross St. Brown if he plays. Like I don't trust Miami in a game like this because they're on a high, kind of. You got Tua back. This is kind of like a layup game. I expect this to be the game that everybody's getting a little bit too damn excited for. That shocks the shit out of all of us. So I got Detroit.
All right, that's beautiful. That's dandy. I'm very happy that you're going to give Detroit one go around. I jumped off the Detroit train after that New England.
I know you did. You even called to tell me I'm done with Detroit.
Like, I'm done. I'm okay. I'm good. Like, I'm good. Look, I'm going to go Miami on this one. Why? Let's see here. When you look at Jared Goff and Tua, there's no difference. The only difference is that Tua has 2 wide receivers that are top 5 in receiving. Oof. Here, we'll get to your game right now, Steve. We're about to get there. Hang tight. Look, Miami's got 2 wide receivers that are top 5. They also have a running game, which Detroit does not. Raheem Mostert is the starting running back for Miami. Let's get this out of the way. They have a running game where most people don't. Detroit doesn't. And that's the whole problem. No DeAndre Swift, no offense continuity for Detroit. So that's why I'm going Miami with a better running game than Detroit. Not because of the quarterback play, it's because of the running game. So There it is. So there it is. I just got Miami only due to the fact that they're going to have the stronger running game this week. And it's not like both defenses are playing lights out right now anyway. So I'm going to go.
Yeah, I got Detroit because I just believe that they can't be as goddamn bad. Like, you can't be this goddamn bad for a team.
I think it's not that they're bad. I just think they're still trying to put it all together. And I think it's just the chemistry thing.
Yeah, and I think that the owner coming out today and saying she has full confidence in the coach and the GM, I think that the team will wake up finally and say, you know what, we gotta.
Well, no, I mean, what that tells me is that Dan Campbell's not going to be on the hot seat anytime soon because they're building something. They just need to put it.
Something, and I think that this is the week to kind of show you. Maybe not this year, but next year we're definitely going to be ready. I think that this is the type of game that you can do that because Miami, like I said, coming in kind of a layup. It's a kind of easy ass victory. I think Miami's going to come out, blow the doors off the hinges early, and then they're going to start forgetting how to play football, and then Detroit's going to come back. That's kind of how I expect this game to be. I don't expect Miami just to not play at all. I expect Miami to play their ass off, and then they're going to forget how to play football. I just see it that way.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see how that goes. I mean, like I said, I think it's just what it is. I am happy that the owner came out and did give the full confidence that Dan Campbell and the general manager are going to be back for the third year, which is something very rare. If you're failing after 2 seasons, teams are ready to fire you. But I'm glad that they're sticking with it, and I think they have a plan in place. It's just not going to be this year. Next up, we do have Arizona taking on Minnesota. Now, Arizona a win over the New Orleans Saints on Thursday Night Football last week. Sorry, Brendan. That was just due to the defense scoring back-to-back pick sixes. Minnesota coming off a bye. But Minnesota's been very pleasantly, I'm not going to say impressive, but surprisingly decent. You know, they have a winning record. They're doing their thing. Everybody's healthy. Justin Jefferson's doing his thing. Dalvin Cook's doing his. The defense is actually starting to show up a little bit, and that's good. But now that D-Hop's back, how's this going to play out for Arizona? Is DeAndre Hopkins probably the key to Arizona probably stacking on some wins? I don't know. So, Brandon, who do you got? Do you got Arizona or do you have Minnesota?
Is this even a question? I got Arizona. Is this even a question?
I understand.
What is this question that you're asking? It's Arizona. This is not even close. Come on, really? Listen, Kirk Cousins, you've had a great couple games for the bye. Congratulations. You even lead the division. This is where you crash or freaking burn. I do not see Minnesota getting past this goddamn game, being a good team. People are going to be like, oh, there you go, Minnesota. That's the Minnesota we know. I see this game at home. It's a live, again, right? It's a live game. You are coming out for a bye. You've been winning incredible games. But that Miami game before the bye week is what I've been telling you. That's a game that a lot of people didn't really watch because it was like, who the fuck wanted to watch that game? Kirk Cousins didn't do shit that entire football game. At one point, he was outthrown by a dude that had a concussion the week before.
Yeah,
like it's just ridiculous. This is the type of game you're at home, you're coming off of a bye. This is the perfect game for you to win. But Arizona got D-Hop back. And I don't think Minnesota has a goddamn person in that secondary that can physically stop this man. Not one. So, and as long as they can figure out how to get D-Hop the ball, you're in freaking trouble. And that is the problem. And Arizona got way more weapons than Minnesota does. You got Justin Jefferson. That's about it. Is he great? Hell yeah. He's been great. But what if he gets shut down for a game? You lose. We saw it in Philly. You can lose. So it's just like, I trust Arizona in this game way more than I trust Minnesota. It's not even close.
Okay. No, and that's why I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with Arizona on this one too. Look, here's the problem. This is the problem where I understand the Kirk Cousins thing, but we're not going to sit here and act like Kyler Murray was lights out on Thursday Night Football. By no means.
He got, like you said, those 2 touchdowns that we threw back-to-back drives. If we don't throw those picks that went into the end zone, if we do one that went into the end zone, we probably made that game competitive.
Back-to-back pick sixes, that's pretty hard. But we're not going to sit here and say that Kyler Murray was impressive on Thursday Night Football. And that was with a DeAndre Hopkins. Remember that. That was with a DeAndre Hopkins. I'm going to go Arizona as well, only just due to the fact that me personally, me personally, this is where I feel Minnesota's at right now. I think they're at a cross paths right now. Yes, they're off the bye. They're at home, off a bye. That's great. But it's like, okay, I said this. If Arizona's offense can just score and the defense just plays how. Remember, at one point, Arizona's defense, we know they can play. We know they can. And they're going to get healthy again. And this is kind of where I think Arizona now is probably looking at it like, damn, this could be our chance to kind of build some momentum and get back in this NFC. Because remember, the NFC West is wide open too. Seattle's only a game ahead. So it's not like, it's not like it's out of the question yet. We don't know how that's going to go. So for Arizona, this is a big opportunity for them to get back in the saddle, get back into this thing, and see where it goes. That's why I'm going Arizona in this game too.
Oh, good God. Can you explain that again? Seattle is what?
Seattle is leading the NFC West.
What the fuck is going on?
Welcome to the NFL.
Okay. Oh, my God. It is Halloween weekend. Who the freak knew? Okay. It is Halloween weekend. Who? I guess it's the biggest boogeyman we've ever thought of.
This is it. So look, for me personally, this is how I look at this team. This is how I look at it. Arizona's probably going to win this one, and then they're going to have to worry about it the next week after that. They are literally on a week-by-week basis now. But if they could keep playing how they played on Thursday night, granted, they're not always going to get pick sixes, but they should be competitive enough to where they could probably make wild card again. So in a conference that, let's be real, really, like put it this way, you could the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th team that's going to finish in the AFC, I know is better than the 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th team in the NFC. Let's put it that way. Let's just put it that way, okay? Like, let's be real, all right? So I got Arizona, you got Arizona. So we'll see how that one goes. Next up, we got, here we go. This is the one I think where everybody's kind of been waiting for. We have the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the New Orleans Saints. Now, as you know, Las Vegas came off a bye. They beat the Houston Texans. Hooray! You beat the worst team in the NFL. Good freaking job. You beat them by 18. That's what you're supposed to do. New Orleans, they've had a little bit of a rest now. They have a 10-day rest, okay? After that Thursday night fiasco, they want to get back into this thing. And I think this is a game where I mentioned yesterday, this is two teams that are starving for a win, and they need a win for each of their own right. The Raiders need this one to stay afloat with the AFC West because it's still, like I said, anything can happen. And it's not like Kansas City did beat the 49ers bad. But let's be real. If you ask anybody, you can even ask Chief fans on that Monday Night Football game, who was the better team? They would be hesitant to say, we were the better team. We won. You sure about that? You really sure about that? Okay. But off camera, what do you say? Oh, yeah, the Raiders were probably the better team on Monday Night Football. Like, for sure, 100%. And the New Orleans, they need this because, they need this win to stay afloat with their division and to kind of keep their – this is a game where both teams need a win to keep their season alive. So, Brandon, I ask you, do you have the Raiders or do you have the Saints? I know. It was hard for me to make a decision too. Trust me.
I got the Raiders.
Oh, that's tough.
I got the Raiders. It's because of the injuries. Michael Thomas still might not play.
Well, I think they already ruled it. I think they already said Marshawn, Jarvis, and Michael Thomas are out for this week again.
Yeah, it's when you've had literally a 10-day weekend and 2-day game, like days off to still get yourself right and you're still not right, it's to the point now it's like, I don't know if you're trying to not play to get traded. I don't know what the hell is going on. But because of that, another week where we're going to have to figure out our defense and figure out our offense. It's just like, y'all waiting for us to win, then y'all going to say, we're back now. It's like, no, get your ass on the field and play right now. Stop waiting for us to win, and then you want to jump in and play. Actually help us. And until we get that fixed, it's just not going to work. I just don't see the secondary struggles too damn much. for somebody like a Marshawn Lattimore who paid last year, and now your ass just doesn't want to play. It's ridiculous. I just don't see us beating a team like the Raiders, who now have a Hunter Winthrop who's healthy, that has a Devontae Adams, that has now a running game that actually is running the fucking football, and Derek Carr, who's not turning over the football like he used to. This is just not going to be a good game for us. And yes, we got Chris Olave, but we still ain't got no receivers.
And on a side nugget, Darren Waller actually returned to practice today, and he looks like he's on track to play this week too.
So it's just a freaking power one. It's just defensively, we're not ready for this type of situation. Offensively, we don't have the weapons. It's not going to work. And yes, Andy Dalton is not a starting. I think Andy Dalton is pretty much a starting quarterback. They just don't want to say it because they know Jameis Winston's just there. But Andy Dalton's not a freaking starting quarterback. And if he had weapons, maybe it's a bit different football game. But until then, yeah, I got the Raiders.
Okay. No, I mean, trust me, man, this was hard for me to pick too. This was very hard for me to pick too. And I think we're going to have to swap jerseys this week because I actually went with the Raiders as well. I will give you one of my jerseys this week. No, I went with the Raiders as well. You know, I was kind of waiting for today to see what the injury report came out with the New Orleans Saints. But once they said that Thomas was out, Jarvis Landry was out, Marshawn Lattimore was out. Now, granted, Cameron Jordan is still going to play, and I know that's going to be a problem. But the thing is, we have a Cameron Jordan too, and his name is Max Crosby. So that cancels that out. Your offensive line has issues. My offensive line has issues. You have a strong running game. Well, guess what? We got one too. I think what's really going to come down to, it's not going to come down to the defense. It's not going to come down to the running game. Really, what it's going to come down to is which quarterbacks makes the less mistakes and which passing game is going to be better. And from what I told you, you guys are going to go with Antonio Callaway now. We have a Devontae Adams. You're going to go with Taysom Hill. We have Darren Waller. You're going to go with Kevin White. We have Hunter Renfrow. So you see where I'm going with this, right? Like, you see where this is going, right? So I think that's what it's really going to come down to is, and listen, I can't even say special teams because you got a badass kicker. We have a bad motherfucker kicker. Really what it's going to come down to is which quarterbacks makes the less mistakes. And last I've seen, Andy Dalton has been prone to make the most mistakes. And Derek Carr has actually, ever since that Tennessee game, he has not thrown an interception. He is actually, I think, 6 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. So he is smart with the ball now. He's finally figured out the Josh McDaniels offense. Andy Dalton has not.
I wouldn't say he figured out the Josh McDaniels offense. I think they realized run the damn ball.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So I think that's the problem where I think if Michael Thomas was playing, if Jarvis Landry was playing, I could see why I would want to go for New Orleans only because they're at home. I don't know about this week. It's just one of those things where I believe in the Saints still, but if they lose this one, it's like, oh, well, shit. Atlanta has a better chance of winning this fucking division than the Saints right now. So, yeah, it sucks because I wanted to see the Saints at full strength, but here it is. So I'm going to go with the Raiders on this one.
We got a bye to week 14, so they got to figure some shit out.
Oh, dude, your bye week is so late, and it's like, dude.
It's like, dude, you can't be waiting till the bye week to get your shit right. It's like, no, you need to play now. If not, then tell us where you want to get traded, because this shit is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just getting to a point now where I'm just like, dude, this is bad. This is really bad. So next up, we got the New England Patriots taking on the Jets. The Patriots kind of got embarrassed on Monday Night Football, and the Jets, very defensive dominant win over the Denver Broncos. I can't really say more than that. Breece Hall is now without an injury, but James Robinson will make his New York Jets debut against the Patriots this week. What a hell of a debut. So, Brandon, who do you got? Do you got the Patriots or do you have the Jets?
Oh, my God.
I know. It's a scary thing to say in 2022. I know.
I'm going to New England.
Okay.
Going to England. The reason why is because of the defense. There's no reason to ever trust the freaking Patriots offense right now.
But the Jets defense is really good too. Like, let's not.
I totally agree. Sauce Gardner is clearly not the person you want to throw on. That theory has been proven. don't throw it to him or his side, you will regret it. So, I don't know who the Patriots quarterback is. To be honest, I could care less. Bill Belichick got embarrassed.
At home.
At home. On TV.
National televised vision.
Football game. And he had to go and sit in a press conference and answer questions about who the fuck his quarterback was. You think he was happy about that shit?
No.
No, he was not happy about that. Plus, they're going to have to integrate James Robinson into that offense. Last time I checked, Corey Davis is also kind of banged up. They don't really have any receivers. Elijah Moore is back, but let's be real. The dude literally a week ago was screaming about how he wanted to get the hell out of New York.
Garrett Wilson is kind of like, he's trying. God bless him. He's trying. Let's put it that way.
It just doesn't fit. I think this is the game where the Patriots defense just carries them. They just carry them. Just like the Detroit game, they're going to just carry them.
I think it's just going to go back to old school New England football. Ramord Stevenson, and that defense, and you just get out of New York with the win.
And I think that Matt Judon is going to have a field day because you got to realize, like I said yesterday, they lost their guard for the entire season, so they're going to go at that old line very aggressively.
Yeah.
And so I feel really bad for Zach Wilson because we all know the game plan. Get the ball out of Zach Wilson's hands.
Yeah.
What happens when you don't run the ball? You're going to have to throw the ball. And clearly you've shown us you don't want Zach Wilson to throw the damn ball that much.
No.
So I got the Patriots winning this game because of defense. That's kind of it.
Yeah, I agree on that one too. I'm going to go New England as well. I think I agree with you. I think it's going to be a strong running game for the New England Patriots and the defense. And listen, I get it. As much as I'd like to make fun of Zach Wilson, being the Cougar killer and everything, and listen, the New York Jets are fine, folks. The New York Jets are fine. The problem is they're coming into a game where New England's pissed of how they got embarrassed and all that stuff. And last time I checked, you don't want to embarrass Bill Belichick, and you don't want to be the next opponent because they will embarrass you the next week. So give me New England. All right, give me New England.
All he said is the Jets is so lucky he didn't say on to the Jets. If he said on to the Jets, I would have been like, so we're going to cancel this game. We're just going to forfeit this game.
I was waiting for that too. We're on to New York. Like what?
We're just on to the Jets.
Like,
on to the Jets.
So what do you think about the whole switching quarterback in the second half? We're on to the New York Jets. We're gonna go play. We're getting ready for the Jets. We're on to the Jets. That's what I'm waiting for. So next up we have. All right, we're just gonna pass this one. Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Kenny Pickett is 1 touchdown, 6 interceptions. Philadelphia just added Robert Quinn to that already fast 4 defensive line front 7. Philadelphia's coming off a bye as well, so they're all rested up, and they added Robert Quinn. So Eagles, right?
This is gonna be an ass whooping of epic proportion.
Okay, good.
This is going to be an ass whooping of epic proportion. I cannot wait to see how bad this is about to get. This is gonna be bad.
Okay, I'm glad me and you are on the same page. Okay, moving on. Okay, we can move on from this one too. Tennessee, they're doing their thing. They look like they're going to be the favorites to win the AFC South again after Indianapolis fumbled again. Taking on the Houston Texans, who is literally competing with the first pick in the draft. You got the Titans on this one, I'm assuming?
What team is King Henry on? Derrick Henry's on?
Tennessee Titans.
Okay, I'm going with Tennessee. I expect a 200-yard rushing game today.
Bingo. Okay, moving on. We have the Washington Commanders taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Washington, an impressive win over the Green Bay Packers last week. Well, not impressive. I mean, okay, put it this way. It was shocking that they made it a game.
It was shocking to you.
Yeah.
I picked Washington. I told you.
Okay. Yeah. No, you got it. You got it. I got it. They're taking on Indianapolis, who, again, they have benched Matt Ryan, and now Sam Ehlinger is going to be the starting quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts in the meantime, for the future, for the foreseeable future. So, Brandon, who do you got, Washington or Indy?
Is this even a question?
I'm assuming Washington, right?
A question. I'm going Tyler Heineke. He looked better in the the second half than he did in the first. I'm going to be honest right here. He looked better in the second half than he did in the first. He looked like he didn't know what the fuck the offense was in the first half. He looked so goddamn disheveled. He looked like he didn't know nothing. Second half, he did better. He kept going. He kept getting it right. And something that we don't talk about a lot, Washington got a two-headed mindset running back.
Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson.
Actually, like three, because they could just throw it to McKissick too.
Yeah.
It's just getting to a point now with Washington. They got three running backs. You got now a quarterback you actually do trust more. I feel like this is the perfect time for them to win and go on a run. Like I've been saying, don't sleep on Washington. I know it's a little bit too late divisional wise, but don't sleep on Washington. They can get in the playoffs. Like
they can sneak in. They can sneak in.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they beat the Giants and then they beat like maybe Dallas. Like they can figure it out. They can win these games. So I got Washington in this game. I hear the coach pretty much say, I'm shocked that they sat down Matt Ryan. It's like, dude, did y'all see the game that we saw? I know you saw it because you was playing in the game. I know damn well you saw Matt Ryan throw 2 picks to literally the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Nobody was in the vicinity. He just threw it to the Titans.
Yeah.
And you still sitting here saying, I'm shocked he got benched. Really?
In what regard are you shocked that he got benched, my man?
Frank Wright is playing for he's coaching for his freaking job. I'm shocked he just didn't say, you know what, Nick Foles. Nick Foles is a star quarterback. Fuck everybody, Nick Foles.
That's what I was waiting for too, but it is what it is. So they're gonna give the I think it's the second year man out of Texas a shot. See how that goes. So we'll see. Yeah, look, I got Washington too. Look, it's gonna be a bad day. It's gonna be a bad day. And look, that Washington defense, they're probably gonna come around. They're gonna come along. And I think what it is, you're right. They have a strong running game. And now Terry McLaurin finally, and listen, Taylor Heineke probably has a better connection with Scary Terry than Carson Wentz probably will ever have. It is what it is. Okay? But let's not also forget that John Dotson, the first year, second round wide receiver, he's trying to do his thing still. I got Washington, and it's not even close. It's not even close.
And they got Curtis Samuel just running around.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I'm literally shocked Frank Wright ain't pull a bill trying to check him just like Nick Foles. Who's your starting quarterback? Nick Foles. Like it's just like I'm shocked he didn't just pull it. He should have did.
Yeah, so I mean it's just one of those things. I don't know. So okay, it looks like we both have Washington there. All right, now here's the one where I think everybody's getting ready for. It's the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Los Angeles Rams. The last time the Los Angeles Rams played the 49ers, it was on Monday Night Football, and they got embarrassed. I mean, they got embarrassed. So San Francisco is now and this is how bad when San Francisco doesn't even care. They're like, yeah, they got a Super Bowl, but we're going to have more fans than them. Like Jimmy Ward literally went on the post conference today, said, yeah, I know, I get it. They're the Super Bowl champs and we got to respect that. But I mean, if honestly, our fans are going to show up like they always do, and we're going to feel like we have home field advantage again. SoFi, Levi, Qualcomm, SoFi, Levi, NRG, doesn't matter. It's, it's just, it is what it is. So Brandon, I guess I got to ask you, who do you have? The San Francisco 49ers or the Los Angeles Rams?
Again, is this a question? I got San Francisco. Like this is not even a question. Like this is so allowed.
I don't want to see them win again.
George Kittle finally had a good game. Like shit, he finally had a good game. I'm like, what the fuck has that been? Maybe he needed a running back like your Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey has a week of practice now in San Francisco. Trent Williams is back. Nick Bosa is back. That team is kind of bad. Yes, the Kansas City blitzed them. You goddamn right they did. They beat the living hell out of this team. But something that people do not want to bring up and admit, Matthew Stafford is freaking hurt. He's injured. He has a messed up elbow. I think he needs Tommy John surgery, to be honest. Because the way they keep talking about this man's elbow is like it's a pitching injury. It's not even like a freaking football injury. It's a baseball injury. And you're telling me he's throwing the football with trying to get it with velocity, it's not even close. Yeah, Cooper Kupp is going to do his thing. Congratulations. You're going to get maybe 14 more receptions because you got the ball 14 times target at you. Congratulations. Cam Akers is literally saying, get the fuck off the team. Trade me. Please let me get out this. I don't know who else is the running back outside of him. Henderson can start, but we all know Henderson is not that guy. He will not be that guy. He will never be that guy. So we could get rid of that. So you're telling me that Matthew Stafford is now throwing it to Cooper Kupp and Cooper Kupp.
Well, Van Jefferson is off IR now, so.
Oh wow, nobody cares. This team is going to get destroyed. It's not even good. The defense might show up and they may have some pride for like a good bit, but like I said, Christian McCaffrey now being a week in there, you still got Kyle, the fullback. You got George Kittle kind of coming to life. You got Deebo Samuel.
And don't forget, Brandon Ayuk is coming into his own this offseason this year.
Listen, do I need to add? And by the way, Jimmy Garoppolo is starting to take some blame for the way this offense is looking because you was the high-praised guy in the last 2 weeks. You ain't show the fuck up. That's 2 weeks straight that you did not show up. In Atlanta and at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. You look like the smaller guy on the football field. You have the opportunity to finally put your foot in the Rams' ass and keep it pushing. I do believe. And by the way, we all know Sean McVay is a great head coach. He can't outcoach Kyle Shanahan for shit. We know this. We've seen it enough to know Kyle Shanahan has way better offensive play caller than Sean McVay. This is going to be bad. I expect this game to be like Monday Night Football. Just way worse. It's just, I don't know how it can get worse, but it's going to get worse. I don't know how it can get worse, but it's going to be worse. This is going to be a full, oh my God, this might be literally the first time we see San Francisco 49ers with just weapons everywhere. We're just like, they're supposed to lose. Why are they losing like this? But they're supposed to lose. That's just, oh good God.
So how many times,
I would caution the Rams fans, just turn the TV off by the second quarter. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. I don't see how this wins. I don't see this.
So how many times have the 49ers beaten the Rams in a row? What is it?
12.
What is it? Right? I don't know, something. I think it's like seven in a row.
8, 9, yeah, it's getting up there.
I think it's 7. I want to say it's 7.
You said this. I want to just point out one before you say this. You said this during the Monday night game too. You like, I think the Rams are going to get them one time, and that game happened. I want you to understand what you're about to say. Go ahead.
I think the Rams are going to get them one time.
Oh my God.
I think the Rams are going to get them one time. But it's not going to be this time. I got the San Francisco 49ers as well. Look, I get it. Matthew Stafford's banged up, and that's really the whole key for the Rams offense right now. The offensive line for the Rams, there's problems. It's trouble in paradise with that Rams offense. Defensively, they're doing everything they freaking can. Jalen Ramsey's trying. Bobby Wagner's trying. Aaron Donald. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I have not heard his, like, I'm trying to look for him, and they, like, dude, like, you are nowhere to be found. The last time you played the 49ers, I heard nothing from you.
To be honest, I haven't heard a word of Aaron Donald this whole damn season.
It's kind of scary to think that, and that's very sad to hear. So that's why, yeah, I think the Rams are due one. It's just not going to be this time. It's just not going to be this time. I got the San Francisco 49ers too. And look, maybe me doing this, maybe the Rams do win. So secretly, maybe I'm picking the 49ers because maybe that's the only way they'll lose. And then, because I picked the Rams like 7 times in a row and it's never happened. And then maybe this time if I pick San Francisco, maybe the Rams can win this one. So I'm picking the Niners, but know where my heart lays.
I would agree with that if the 49ers did get their ass whooped like they got their ass whooped last week.
Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh, it's gonna be bad. And you know, and he's right, and Jimmy Ward's right. Do I expect the 49er fans to show out? Yeah.
I expect it to be like the Dallas game, where it was just, you knew it was Dallas fans there, and you're just like, is this a Dallas game or a Rams game? What the fuck is going on with this thing?
So there it is. Moving on, we got the only game of the week that involves 2 teams with winning records. The New York Giants at 6-1, taking on the leading NFC West division leader at 4-3, the Seattle Seahawks. So Brian DeBall apparently is the most biggest favorite fat dude since Biggie Smalls. All right, like everybody in New York loves him, man. Like, all right, he's the biggest dude. He's the most lovable big dude since Biggie Smalls. And the Seattle Seahawks are doing everything, are winning, but they're winning convincingly. Like Kenneth Walker looks amazing. The draft class looks amazing. So right now, I am willing to get on the show and say after halfway through the season, the Seattle Seahawks had the best draft class in 2022. There you go. I am man enough to willing to admit this. Okay? I am willing enough to admit this. So, Brandon, I ask you, who do you got? Do you have the Giants or do you have the Seattle Seahawks?
I have that draft class. I got Seattle.
Okay.
I got Seattle. Giants, you won last week. That was a great game, great victory. You stopped Christian Kirk at the 1. Congratulations. But I think Ken Walker is a coming. And yeah, DK might not play, and he's clearly not going to play. But I think Seattle at home is different than Jacksonville at home.
Yeah.
Clearly. It's a different energy. So, yeah, I think this is going to be the game where you see the Giants have their flaws kind of exposed a little bit. Where it's like Daniel Jones can't throw the ball like every 5 freaking plays. Like, that's just not his game. He can't go 5-5-5. Like, you can't do that every game. So, yeah, and Saquon is going to do Saquon things, but I still believe in Seattle's defense enough to stop him. And like I said, Seattle at home is different than Seattle on the road. That's a different energy. So I just can't see the Giants beating them this week. I see Seattle taking this 5-3 Seattle.
I had a very hard time picking this game.
I knew you did.
I had a very hard time because I want to believe in the Giants, but I also want to believe in Seattle too. And right now, this is what I'm going with. Seattle's defense is good, but it could be better. Seattle's offense can be good, but it can be better. Seattle's special teams can be good, but it can be better. I'm going to go with the team that has the better of all three. I'm going to go with the New York Giants in this one. Look, the offense is better, all right? The defense is definitely better, and the special teams is killing it for the New York Giants right now. I expect New York... Should New York win this one, we have to really consider them, hey, can they compete with Philadelphia to maybe, compete for the NFC East? Is that a possibility? Probably not. But can they at least dethrone? Can they make it up? Can they make up the Dallas game? I think so. I think they can make up the Dallas game. And who knows? Maybe we'll be surprised. But right now, I'm going to go with the Giants on this one, only due to the fact that the problem is, it's that I think Brian DeBall's going to do because he's got a really good defense for the Giants. And you know this. Seattle, they have a okay defense and they're doing their thing to make some stops, but they're not really causing major turnovers like the New York Giants are, which is giving the Giants more opportunities to score. That's why I'm going to go with the Giants. I think they're just going to win over the turnover battle, and I think the Giants win one in Seattle.
Yeah, I got Seattle.
It's going to be an interesting matchup. It's going to be very interesting, and out of all the afternoon games, that is probably the one I will keep my eye on because,
Yeah, it's the most intriguing, I would say.
Yeah, so it's going to be better than the Sunday night matchup that we have. We have the Green Bay Packers taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Green Bay Packers on a 2-game losing streak. Jets a couple weeks ago and last week against Washington. The Buffalo Bills riding high right now because, well, they're just really that good of a football team. Really good. And I'm very happy that Robert Quinn did not end up in Buffalo. Very happy for that. Very, very happy because that would have been unfair. Now, I'm very happy that James Robinson didn't end up in Buffalo. That would have been unfair.
Well, let's hold our breath because Kareem Hunt is still out there, so we do not know.
Do not even joke like that. All right, so, Brandon, I guess I ask you, do you think the Packers find a way to avoid a 3-game losing streak, or do the Buffalo Bills pretty much continue showing why they're the best team in the AFC?
You know what's crazy? if I didn't see the clip of Aaron Rodgers this week talking shit about his team, I probably would have picked Green Bay. This feels like a game that Green Bay could just shock everybody and win. Because you're like, what the fuck happened? This feels like the Sunday night, like, what the fuck happened game. Until I saw Aaron Rodgers talking shit about his teammates. Like, it's just like, you're a fucking leader. You didn't show up at OTAs. You didn't do any of this shit. You didn't even play preseason. And you got the nerve to talk shit to the receivers, talk about how they dropping passes. How the fuck is that possible? Yeah, Buffalo's going to beat the living shit out of these dudes. It's not even going to be close. Von Miller, I can literally see the whole line being like, you know what, let this motherfucker get hit. You want to hit him? Go ahead, yeah. Like, I can see the old line of Green Bay being like, yeah, fuck him. Like, I can see this. Aaron Jones, it's just too much dysfunction with Green Bay, man. It's just too much. It's too much. The offense can't get running. Like I said last week, Washington should have never won that game because the defense of Green Bay was actually playing good. It didn't. The offense just can't. I've never seen a team get the lead, and then when they lose the lead, the quarterback looks so disinterested in the game. Like Green Bay has had 2 games in this, like 3 games straight that they've lost. They actually lost 3 games straight. They lost to the Giants. Yeah, they lost 3.
Oh, they are in a 3-game losing streak. Shit, you're right.
They lost to the Giants, the Jets, and the fucking in Washington.
That's right. They are in a 3-game, so I'm in 4-game. Sorry.
And not only that you won the lost 3 games, you led in the first half of all these games. You were beating these teams, and you just let them come back. Now you're playing against a team that's actually fucking good. Like, they don't have a Tyler Haneke or Daniel Jones or Zach Wilson. They got Josh goddamn Allen, Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis. This is going to be really fucking bad. At home, after a bye, after beating Kansas City. Yeah, I can see Green Bay literally. I can literally see people say, you know what, can Matt LaFleur get fired after this game? I can literally see it. I can literally see this game being like, should we fire
No, Matt LaFleur does not deserve that because he has done everything he can.
But you're not going to get rid of Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, the hell you are. If you lose 4 in a row, you have to start looking at yourself and going, okay, our season's kind of bad. How worse can it get with Jordan Love on the field?
And it's getting to the point where it's like I said, it's not the fact that you're losing, it's the way you're losing. You're literally leading these teams. You're leading all of these games going into halftime. And you come out and then you lose the lead. And Aaron Rodgers looks so disinterested after you lose the lead. It's like, I don't care no more. He starts throwing the ball wherever he wants to throw. It's like, dude, there's no way in hell. If this is the way you play, no wonder why Devontae Adams is like, man, get me the fuck out of here. I do not want to be here. I can see why Devontae Adams is like, man, get me the fuck out of here.
And here's the thing. You're right. We don't know what Aaron Rodgers is thinking. I mean, 3 games in a row, trying to avoid a 4th. At one point, you have to look at yourself and be like, okay, Aaron, I get it. These receivers are not Devontae Adams, but we paid you all this money to be the guy. We gave you all the power for you to be this guy, and you're going to complain to me. And here's the thing. You know Green Bay is in the market for a wide receiver. Like, there is no secret in the NFL more than Green Bay is in the market for a wide receiver. The problem is there's no wide receiver that's going to be worth we're trading for. They are talking to the Arizona Cardinals about A.J. Green. Really? That's the best you can. This is what I think is happening. They put all their faith in Rodgers. Rodgers looks disinterested. 1 minute he's retired. 1 minute he's not. And I said this from the beginning, there is so much dysfunction in that Green Bay organization that it's going to blow up in their face. And I can understand why Aaron Rodgers does look disinterested, because why wouldn't he? You're not going to help me. You traded away my best asset. And here's the thing. Here's the thing where people don't remember about the whole Davante Adams trade. Davante Adams said, I will take $8 million less to go play for the Raiders than to stay the fuck here. What does that say about you, Mr. Rodgers? He'd rather lose than play with your ass.
But he's going to lose regardless. He's going to lose regardless.
But I don't know which loss would hurt him the most. But anyway, yeah, look, I got Buffalo too. You know how Aaron Rodgers is the back-to-back MVP? He should probably get ready to present him the MVP. That's the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills.
I heard the Colts are hiring for a quarterback next year, so he could probably be in Indianapolis next year. I heard the Colts are hiring for a quarterback. So
Yeah, but the Colts have been hiring for a quarterback ever since Andrew Luck retired.
They're just gonna give him this number 12, and they're just gonna keep pushing. Yeah, listen. Like I said, there's no way in hell you lead 3 games against Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, and
Taylor Heineke.
and you lose all 3 of those fucking games. It's just like y'all could literally say whatever. There's no way in hell you lose 3 games straight when you literally were leading the game, and 2 of those games, those teams are running the ball. There's nothing they're doing that's shocking.
But again, that goes to the defensive side. But on the offensive side, they're not mustering any points to keep it up.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, when you get on offense, you're going to probably have to throw the ball. And you look so disinterested in throwing the fucking ball. You're like, man, throw it. Like, it's just, it's bad. I've never seen, like, a quarterback literally say, fuck it. He is literally like, fuck it. It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, I know what happened. Devontae's gone. I get that. But at the same time, if that really is the whole issue of the Green Bay offense that Devontae left, then damn.
But this is his fault. I'm not going to sit here and say Devontae left. No, that's your fault. You should have told this man you wanted him to be there. You should also told him that you stop playing with this retirement shit and actually physically show the fuck up. Don't keep playing.
Because last I checked, Devontae Adams can still play. I mean, Devontae Adams can still fucking play.
I'm pretty goddamn sure he's going to show me he can still play Sunday. He's going to show us he can play Sunday. That's not the goddamn problem. I think the problem is you kept playing with Devontae Adams' money. And you kept playing with him saying, I'm saying.
But I will say this. When it comes to Devontae Adams. Oops. Hold on a second. Drop something. I will say this when it comes to Devontae Adams. At least he's a man of his word. And he said, hey, that's the contract I got. That's the contract I'm going to play. Now, when the contract's up, I want my money. He was that dude, like the HBCU coach, that popular Vine. My contract's up. I'm ready for a new one. Somebody give me my money. Like, that's who he was. Like, that's who he was. And you know what? Devontae Adams, he got his money. He got it. But the problem is now with Green Bay, well, crap, you're trying everything. You tried Sammy Watkins. You tried Alan Lazard. You're trying everything you can. It's not working.
It's getting to a point where Kansas City lost Tyreek Hill. They got Juju Smith-Schuster. And the Green Bay Packers wide receiver. And they look more of a Super Bowl contender than Green Bay does. It's bad. And Kansas City has no running game. At least Green Bay got Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. They don't even run them. Like, it's like,
I will say this. Do you think it's now a possibility, should they lose 4 in a row, do you think Matt LaFleur looks at it and be like, can't be any worse with Jordan Love? Like, that thought has to enter in his mind, right? Like,
that's why his ass is going to get fired.
Like, there has to be at least a thought of, what if I can give my offense a spark?
I will say this. I don't expect this game to be competitive at all Sunday night. I would say I wouldn't be surprised if I see Jordan Love somewhere in the third quarter or fourth.
But you got to think, eventually Matt LaFleur has to think of this and be like, it has to be a discussion, right?
It's going to be so bad Sunday that they're going to literally look at Aaron Rodgers and be like, dude, just sit the fuck out for the rest of the game. We don't even need you in the game no more.
I hope it doesn't get to that, because if Jordan Love creates any spark on that offense, you know what's going to happen next week, right? You know what's going to happen that whole week, right?
Oh, he's not getting that job. He's still not getting that job. We can talk about it all week alone. We can talk about it every day, every single day.
Until our faces are blue.
Here's the difference between all of these situations. Dak Prescott was going to get his job back. You're paying him too much money to not give him his job back. But like Jameis Winston and Mac Jones and shit like that, if your team's not winning with you, and you might be the biggest problem of the team, because you keep throwing picks and you just don't look like you're ready, then they have the right to be like, sit your ass down and watch us figure it out without you. Aaron Rodgers is getting literally paid Green Bay. Like, he is literally getting paid the entire state of Wisconsin. Like, he is literally getting paid the entire state of Wisconsin. I'm pretty sure he's going to be a starting quarterback, even if he breaks his damn leg right now and be like, you know what? I don't feel like, even if every receiver was like, I don't even want to play this weekend, Aaron Rodgers would be like, don't matter to me. I'm still getting paid. I don't give a shit. Like, it's just like, he's getting paid regardless. You're going to start him.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where I just wish. It's like something has to change for Green Bay, because if they lose 4 in a row, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at a point here where we have to say to ourselves, damn, now I know who was the true. We know what's up now. This is going to be one of those situations where this is going to be the first time. You know, you ever heard the term, the quarterback makes the wide receiver, or the wide receiver, you know? This is going to be one of those times where it's like, did Devontae really make Aaron Rodgers? Like, damn. Did Jordy Nelson make Aaron Rodgers? Did Greg Jennings, James Jones, those guys, did they make it's wait a minute. And that's where it's going to come down to. And lastly, we gotta treat Halloween Monday night. Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns. Brandon, I don't think I have the energy to muster enough to think of why Cleveland might have a shot. So, Brandon, who do you got, my man? Do you have the Cincinnati Bengals or do you have the Cleveland Browns?
I got the new Broadway Joe Namath, Joe Burrow.
Wow.
This is not even close.
Wow.
Cleveland barely made it competitive in a Baltimore game. Cincinnati looks like they have figured out where the fuck they needed to figure out. This is going to be a beatdown. Oh, man, it's going to be a beatdown. I got Cincinnati easy.
Yeah, I have Cincinnati as well. Yeah. I don't know what else to tell you.
No extra. It's just Cincinnati. I got it.
I mean, it's just I don't know what else to say about Cleveland. I really don't. They had a chance to beat Baltimore, they blew that. They had a chance to beat another team, they blew that. I mean, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, okay, even if Deshaun comes back, can they even fix the issues that they have internally with play calling and situational awareness? Can they fix that? Well, I mean, that's a goddamn bad word usage to put Deshaun Watson in situational awareness. Like, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry I put those two together. Yeah, that was awful of me. That was awful of me. But I'm going to be honest with you. I got Cincinnati only due to the fact that, yeah, I mean, Cincinnati looks like they're ready to roll. They have been looking like they're ready to roll. The offense is ready to go. And that defense, they're going to do some damage and they're going to just get to it. And I think that Cleveland just, listen, I expect Nick Chubb to always have an amazing game because it's Nick Chubb. But that's about it. I can't say that the same for Amari Cooper. Can't say the same for Kareem Hunt. I can't say the same thing for, Jacoby Brissett, that offensive line. That defense eventually falters in a way. So I'm going to go Cincinnati on Monday Night Football.
And it just lost David Njoku for a while. So it's just like you just say, this is the worst time to play a Cincinnati team if you're Cleveland. Like, this has got to be the worst thing. And it's on TV. People going to see you get your ass whooped. It's just, this is not, good God, it's going to be bad.
Yeah, I think so too. So, I mean, it is what it is. So, there it is. Our Week 8 picks. We are so excited for Week 8. We are halfway through the season. We are trying to go strong. We are almost there. But I do want to thank everybody that did tune in today's episode. It's always fun talking to you guys. Always leave us in the comments. Support. Brandon, it's always awesome talking to you, my man. I will see you next week, my man. You enjoy your Sunday football, and we will go from there.
Always.
All right, man. You have a good night. Everybody else, like I said, tune in, support. We will be back next Wednesday. Peace.
Peace.